Can everyone hear me? Welcome, ETHDenver. My name is James. I have some technical difficulty, but we'll figure this out together. Today's talk that I'm going to be presenting is Alignment is Intelligence. And if you look at the agenda, actually, the title of the talk was originally Coordination is Intelligence. But over the last few weeks since the presentation submission, there's some keen insights that I would like to share some alpha with the group here. So I changed the title of my slide. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is trust and how trust is actually the core primitive that we need to solve for DAOs specifically, so in a community context, and for AI, and how they both are going to converge. And this is how AI and crypto are going to be integrated together. Now, when it comes to trust, I'm going to be talking about two types of trust: hard trust and soft trust. And first, I want to just say that Ethereum has solved the hard trust problem. And that is no small feat. And I would say, and I would kind of emphasize that Ethereum's ability to have this coordination breakthrough is actually one huge achievement of our time. But for DAOs, it showed a problem. Who in the audience knows what a DAO is? Okay, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. And DAOs have really shown us some uncomfortable truths. Oh. And I'm going to talk about that today. And what I'm going to talk about is the pairing of hard trust with what I'm referring to as soft trust, and why AI cannot be ignored here when it comes to soft trust. I helped co-write the Moloch DAO white paper in 2018. And for the last 6 years, I've been running a project called Collab with my co-founder and wife, Anjali Young. And this talk is hopefully useful in that I'm going to share my experiences with running Collab for over 6 years in the context of DAOs. So let's start with DAOs and why they keep failing. And I think people have seen this before. You have a DAO, you're able to coordinate, you see a huge momentum, and then quick decay. And there are many reasons for this. And I believe that it's not a tooling problem. It's an organizational issue. And I believe that we have been looking at the wrong metrics. So what I'm stating here is that coordination is necessary, but it's not sufficient. Who here knows what Goodhart's law is? Okay, so for those that are in the audience and in the recording that aren't familiar with Goodhart's law, it's when a measure becomes a target, it no longer is a good measure. And I think this previous phase of DAOs, we've been looking at the wrong measurements. I don't blame anyone. I think it's just natural because we have been taking on-chain metrics like voting engagement, token distribution, TLV, forum activity, reposts. But these are market metrics, and DAOs and tokenized communities in general actually need more robust soft trust metrics. And so we are in this trust gap. how I'm defining soft trust is behavioral alignment over time. And on-chain metrics are not good enough. So coordination is necessary. You need the infrastructure for DAOs. You need tokenized communities. We at Collabland help coordinate tokenized communities and DAOs. Actually, Collabland in its first incarnation was a DAO tool, and it's expanded beyond that. But what we need is, in AI parlance, what they call coherence. Now, what is coherence? It's belief and actions sustained over a period of time. And this is what is known as behavior. And with this organized behavior, you need to look at other signals, because market signals are not enough. And this is where AI agents come in. Because when you think about DAOs and the reasons why they fail, is that they're able to initially coordinate, but they cannot sustain this coherence or alignment over time. When you look at AI and a specific subset of AI called AI safety, it really boils down to a trust problem. This is why people refer to Skynet. The AIs will control us, and there isn't this long-term alignment over time. And before I get into talking about a reference implementation, something that we're doing at Collabland, I want to take an aside for a second and get a little nerdy here. How many developers are in the audience? Okay, so all the rage right now is OpenClaw. With these prompt injections, which is very similar to those in the developers that know about cross-script attacks, these pre-prompt injections are very similar. So you'll see these agents on the internet. Internet is a hostile environment, and you see no matter how hard you try to secure a private key for an agent, eventually it leaks. You get these pre-prompt injections. So what we've done at Collabland is partnered with a project called Taco. And if you're a developer, if you're looking at the intersection of crypto and AI, I highly recommend to go to taco.build. What taco.build is, it's a key abstraction MPC network, meaning agents don't need to have a private key. They actually have smart accounts. Who in the audience knows what a smart account is? Smart accounts allow for a different primitive. When you have EOAs, it's like having root access to a computer where you cannot change the password. So once it's leaked, you can't recover. And so with Taco and their key abstraction network using smart accounts, you don't have to have an agent manage a private key. What agents do is they are delegated fine-grained permissions. So MetaMask, in our research at Collabland, has the best, most finely grained permissions, so that you can not only give delegated permissions to your agent, and the agent can give those delegations also to a swarm of agents. With the MetaMask Smart Account Kit, you have what's called caveats and caveat enforcers, that before funds leave or are retrieved from a delegation, you have what's called caveat and caveat enforcers. This sets the groundwork for what I'm going to be talking about here, that makes this AI and crypto merging not only seamless, but scalable. And one implementation that we're looking at with AI agents in the context of DAOs is having a digital twin. And let me explain. Before I explain, though, we now have all of the standards in place. So for the nerds in the audience, and for those that want to understand, with the foundation of key abstraction and smart accounts, you have standards like 8004, which was recently pushed to mainnet. You have 4337, and then you have a constellation of EIPs like 7702, 7710, 7715, and there are a couple of others. And I highly recommend the developers in the audience, in the context of smart accounts and delegations, to also take a look at these standards. Now, it can be somewhat overwhelming if this is the first time you're hearing about this. So I highly recommend reading it, and there are SDKs available where you can vibe code this. So imagine a DAO, and this is how it works. Imagine a DAO with only agents, and these agents are connected to an operator. And these agents are going to be playing a prediction game with you, similar to a prediction market. And what the agents do is they create a scenario. And the scenario will have multiple choice answers associated with it. And the agent, before sending you these scenarios, it also guesses and uses a ZK proof so that it cannot be revealed what the agent would predict or guess you as an operator what your answer will be. If it guesses it right, what we're calling coherence, your coherence score goes up. If the agent guesses it wrong, your coherence score goes down. And I don't have internet connection, else I would show you a demo of this. At the end of this talk, there's a QR code if you want to sign up and actually test drive this game. This was vibe coded in just a few days. But how does this scale? So you have coherence with your agent, and once your coherence score reaches a threshold, the agent can now perform interactions on your behalf, because now you have coherence with your agent. You have trust with your agent. In the DAO setting, these agents now can have coherence with one another. So now you have a coherent DAO. Once you have a coherent DAO, your DAO can actually combine and group together with other DAOs, which effectively gives you this network effect of coherence. So not only does it help keep DAOs aligned, it not only can give us insight into AI safety and how you can trust the AI, but I firmly believe that this is how decentralized AGI will emerge. So AGI is not going to be a frontier model that knows everything. It's going to be an emergence of intelligence from a network set of agents. So in all, what I'm trying to implore everyone is that let's put the A back in DAOs. And if you want to test drive this, scan the QR code. Access code is ETHDenver if you want to get priority access. Thank you very much.